Once upon a time, nestled beside rolling green hills, there was a quiet little village. And in that village lived a young boy, a shepherd, whose job was to watch over the town's flock of sheep. Day after day, morning after morning, he'd faithfully lead them up the hill, watching them graze peacefully as he looked down at the bustling village below. At first, the boy felt a sense of pride in his responsibility. He was important. But soon, the long, quiet days started to feel empty. The sun would rise, the sheep would bay, and the sun would set. There was no one to share stories with, no one to play games with. Just silence, the wind, and a field full of fluffy, uninteresting sheep. The loneliness began to creep in, wrapping around his heart. One particularly dull afternoon, a mischievous idea sparked in his mind. The boy took a deep, dramatic breath, stood up tall, and screamed at the top of his lungs.
Wolf! Wolf! A wolf is attacking the sheep!
Down in the village, chaos erupted. Farmers dropped their tools. Bakers left their bread. Everyone scrambled up the hill, their hearts pounding with fear and a desire to help. But when they reached the top, panting and out of breath, what did they find? No wolf. The sheep were feeding peacefully, undisturbed and serene. And there was the boy, bent over, laughing his head off. It was just a joke, he giggled. The villagers weren't amused. They were angry and frustrated, but they grumbled and went back down the hill to their work. A few days passed, and the familiar loneliness returned. The boy, bored, decided to try his trick again. Wolf! Wolf! He cried out, his voice filled with fake panic. And once again, the good-hearted villagers dropped everything and rushed to his aid. Again, they found nothing but a laughing boy and calm sheep. This time, their faces were stern. "Do not lie," a man warned him, shaking his head. No one trusts a liar. Then, one evening, as the golden sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the hill, something moved in the twilight. It wasn't a shadow. It had fur, sharp teeth, and hungry eyes. A real wolf had appeared from the edge of the woods. The sheep scattered in terror. The wolf stalked closer, its gaze fixed on the flock. The boy's blood ran cold. This was real. Terrified, he screamed with all the air in his lungs, "Wolf! Wolf!
Wolf! Wolf! I'm not lying! This time it's real!"
Down in the village, people heard his frantic cries. They paused, looked at each other, and then shook their heads, remembering his previous pranks. "It's just that boy again," they muttered and went back to their evening chores. No one came. The boy was all alone. That night, the wolf scattered the flock, and the boy sat on the empty hill, tears streaming down his face. He had finally learned a very hard, very painful lesson. Trust is like a fragile thread. Once you break it, it's incredibly difficult and sometimes impossible to piece back together. If this story resonated with you, please subscribe for more meaningful stories.
Don't cry, wolf, because once trust is broken, it's hard to regain. Thank you for watching my story. Hope to see you again soon.